Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 13 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa 1, 2, Reload. Alright, so the class trial has finally arrived. It's time to find out who killed Sayaka. First, let's head into the set skills menu. So earlier, when we were talking to Sayaka, we were able to unlock a skill. That skill was Melodious Voice. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Costs 3 SP. So we're going to equip this, and it's going to help us pretty much at the end of the class trial. There's something called a bullet time battle, and it's going to make it a lot easier to get through. So let's equip that and back out, and then there's no real reason to open the e-handbook, so let's just finish preparations. Here we go. So this is the gameplay of the game.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then, everyone close your eyes, and whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
God, for me.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, let's go. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another, without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the options button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, just quickly before we start, so that'll tell you, that tells you a little bit. Obviously you have to kind of do it before you fully understand what's going on. But the thing I will mention is that there are actually 2 trophies that I'm going for here. 3. One you'll get just for completing this class trial. The second one is for not taking any damage, which means not making any mistakes. And then a third one is for not using what they call the concentrate skill, which allows you to have a bit of an easier time shooting the truth bullet at the statement that you want to refute. So the concentrate ability is done by pressing R1. So essentially I'm going to not press R1 the entire time, and I'm going to try and get everything right. I've got the answers actually next to me, but I'm going to try and just do it because the first trial is actually rather easy. They kind of ease you into the game. It's later on in the game that they'll get a bit harder. And yes, of course, there's going to be more class trials. All right, here we go. There's also a lot more talking from the characters, so I get to rest my voice. Evidence of a struggle. So this is the only bullet we have in our truth cylinder. We have to refute a statement using this. So let's see.
The one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Okay, that's a true statement.
We know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
That we also know that that's true as well.
So it seems most likely that
The killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
No, that's not true.
Have a chance to resist.
Didn't even have a chance to resist is wrong, because there was evidence of a struggle. So we refute Chihiro's statement with that, and we get that good old,
Just a
no,
second,
that's
Chihiro.
wrong.
Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
Just gonna quickly check the options menu one last time because I'm gonna lower the background music. I realize it'll probably be a bit lower on the thing, but you gotta hear what they have to say. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the
That
job.
should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Well, we already know that one. Let's see how we're gonna do it. Kitchen knife set. So we know that that's what was used to kill Sayaka. So what statement do we have to refute?
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
Yep.
So the killer used some random
Not
knife
some
that-
random knife.
No, that's wrong.
The kitchen knife set. So we refute Mondo's statement this time. It doesn't really matter whose statement you refute,
I
it's
do
just
think it
gotta
was
be
a
right.
knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
God, Sakura.
Oh,
Her voice.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere, just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, let's go ahead. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button, so this is what I mentioned before. While you're concentrating, time will slow down, so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. The music's so good. It's probably pretty low. Okay, Aoi's account. So she was saying that she was in the kitchen, so she would have seen some
So I
stuff.
guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret.
When nobody was in the dining hall. Okay, so we can refute that. I'm gonna wait a little bit.
Went and stabbed Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
Yes, then it's been decided. We've reached the end.
Alright, so I just let that finish just so you could see. It took like 30 seconds to get through that, but you have 5 minutes to make a decision, so you have plenty of time pretty much always. And waiting until the end doesn't mean you like take damage or lose anything. And there's also going to be like more statements to refute the further we go. It's going to get much harder. I didn't take the kitchen knife, but no matter how many times I repeat myself, you won't believe me. If only there were proof. So Aoi has the proof, or Hina has the proof. We can press circle to fast forward a little bit. Alright, so Toko said when nobody was in the dining hall. That's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Hina was in the dining hall. She saw exactly what happened.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go and get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here. Are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was
I got it!
Sayaka.
Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, alright. As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim, then press the triangle button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If the gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Alright, so this is kind of annoying because there's not really any hint as to what she's actually referring to. She did kind of only mention one particular thing, but it's kind of hard to know that the game wants you to go for that. We have to make the letters H, A, and R for hair. So there was no hair at the scene because whoever it was used the lint roller to get rid of all the hair.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
It was that bit's annoying because it's like she like I said, she only mentioned that once when we were doing the investigation, and then it's like there's absolutely no, like, it's a non sequitur almost. It's like we haven't been talking about that at all, and it's just like, oh yeah, let's bring up the hair thing right now. So it's a little bit annoying, but yeah, the answer's hair. That's right, there wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
It's pretty logical.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No.
Nope.
If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
I smashed my arm on the table. God damn it, I just needed to move something. Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into... Probably scared the crap out of someone. Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right? Yes.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is... Now, this is tricky. If you use the bathroom door frame, I don't think you lose any damage, but they want you to pick the bathroom door knob. But technically, both are kind of the same. Like, they couldn't get in because of the door frame not fitting, but they didn't know that. So I guess the game wants you to think the doorknob. So let's do that.
I got it!
I got it!
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, They ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yep, but we're going to listen to that next time because we've gone to 20 minutes. I think this one will take about 3 episodes to get through, so yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so I want to thank you all for watching episode 13 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa 1-2 Reload. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.